What's up, everybody? So a short while ago I made a video about how I put a irrigation pump into the ground, and in the background you can see that there's this custom made box, and I've had a lot of people send me some direct messages or DMs, using the lingo, on how I did that and how I put it together, and they asked, did you have any footage of that and how you went about putting it together? And I actually did. So let's get into it. Let's go. Alright guys, so the question comes, how can I seal up these holes if this is not where I'm going to be putting my pipe through? In this particular circumstances, this is the custom made built box that I made for the pump. I have to have it deep, so I took one and flipped it upside down, put another, and it was so tall I had to add even an extension on that. My pipes are not going to be going through here, and I don't want to have to, you know, I've seen people duct tape it, I've seen people put, sometimes I've even used like a plastic bag or something to hold that, but I want it a little bit more tight because I don't want water getting in that. And you could do this with any type of box. So if you were to be wanting to cover this, but yet your hole's going to come here, you could cut out the hole and then take the item and then do what I'm about to do and meld it in. What I did is I took a piece of cardboard and I brought it down on the back side and made a template of how big the hole is. Now of course I've got to go a little bit larger up here because I need it to cover and use that to meld it. And I'm going to be using these little side pieces and bending them over as well. As far as is it going to really affect the strength of the box? No, I don't think so. It will soften this up a little bit, but then when it heats up, but when it cools, it's going to go almost right back to the exact same strength. But what we're looking for is water tightness. And I used this same theory when I redid my wheelbarrow that had a nice big crack in it. When I did my research, you can plastic weld something as long as it's the same plastic. You can't take, like for example, I've got this big 5-gallon barrel. I couldn't take this and try to meld that to this because most likely it's a different plastic. They won't bond. And at one point in time, this was soft and malleable for them to make this form here. So we're just going to basically recreate that and weld this together and close these out so I don't have to worry about water potentially getting into these holes. So let's get it done. Okay, so I did a quick little practice run right here. This is a chunk that I cut off the bottom of this. I cut it out right here. Cut this piece out. Cut this piece as a welding trim piece. And then I was able to take it and melt it. Now, it is not pretty, and I'm not going to tell you that it's looking pretty, but remember,
you're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece.
Now look, it's not that bad. You're not that ugly. And where you are, I ain't gonna lie, you are ugly.
That it's looking pretty, but remember, this is going underground. You're never going to see it after you get everything done. But now, this should be watertight, and there shouldn't be any ability for the water to get in here because I've just sealed it with itself. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use this piece. It's a little thinner, and I don't have to worry about cutting all these ribs out. It's got this piece here. Now, of course, I've got this, but I've got to be able to pull this out, and I'm going to try to use this piece using my template. And the reason why these sides are cut out is I've got those two pieces of ridge on the side that I'm going to basically take over and just weld right over. And then I'll probably have to get a piece along the bottom. But then there isn't anything here, so I need it to be a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to melt this and basically soften it up and get it to meld with it without having to necessarily use a trim piece. I might have to use a trim piece here though. Alright, so I've put this piece here and I'm turning it, and I've got this piece here. Now I've got a little bit that I'm off, so I'm going to miss it just a little bit. Sorry, but this isn't to scale, and I didn't have time to do it.
Please excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it. It's good. Oh, thank you, thank you.
That's okay, Doc. So we're going to try to cut these out, and then so I need a total of 4. I've got 2 of these. They are the box tops to the 2 larger meter boxes that are down below. I'm hoping to use this one and the one from the other one, and then I wasn't going to be able to use them anyway, so they were just going to end up probably most likely in the trash. But we're going to try to at least scavenge what I've got or can use to do what we're looking to get done. So let's get done. Not too bad.
It's like a huge...
Pecker!
Oh, where?
Wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's...
Private!
Almost fits, but again, we're not looking to be to scale because this thing's going to get all melted up and welded down. So let's take a look and see what it looks like against the actual piece. Okay guys, sorry that I lost the audio to this, but here I am showing you how the cutout piece is going to fit and cover the pre-made hole in the box going forward. I do want to point out I did attach these two boxes plus the attachment at the top, the extension at the top, with some self-drilling, self-tapping screws, and then used 100% silicone in between them. You can see it's kind of how it's kind of spilling out in between the seams to help seal the joint between these two around the perimeter of the box.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for any notifications on any future videos being posted. Also, like, share with your friends, and please comment down below. It really helps. And we'll see you in the next one.